Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. I'm Angie and I enjoy sharing different projects we have going on around our home. Today I'm going to take you along with me on a thrifting trip and see what we can find to add to our home, and I'll give you lots of ideas of things that I look for in a thrift store, and then we'll come back home. I'll show you what we bought and how I style them in my home. So it should be a fun video full of lots of tips and tricks for you, and I hope you enjoy it. So when I go thrifting, I always look for baskets. I love the texture of them, and I thought this basket was so pretty, and it would be lovely in a kitchen filled with fruit, or you could add a plant to it and pop it on a shelf. I always look for brass when I'm out thrifting, and I thought this little container was so cute for matches to sit by a candle, or you could add toothpicks and add it to your kitchen table. The next section that I always like to check out in the thrift store is the art section. I have found some really good pieces here before, and keep in mind, if you don't like the art but you like the frame, you can always take the art out and add some inexpensive art from Etsy. I have a code that is good for my favorite Etsy shop that you can find beautiful art and add it to your new thrifted frames. I'll put the link in the description box below for you so you can check it out. I loved this wooden desk, and it was a really good price, but I did not have anywhere for it to go. But I think that it would be so pretty either stripped down to the bare wood or painted a really lovely color and added to an office or a child's room. And I think that it has so much potential. All it needs is a little elbow grease and a little TLC, and it could be beautiful in your home. Always check out the book section in the thrift store. You can get these for either $1, $2, and I like to look for colors that I use in my home. So I'm always on the lookout for blue, green, off-white, white, and I keep my eyes open for beautiful colors of books to just add all over my home. So keep your eye out for these books. They're really good in your decor. I really liked the silver teapot. I thought that it would be pretty with faux florals or either flowers that you cut out of your own garden, but they wanted $14.99 for it, which is crazy expensive for a thrift store, so I left that behind and I continued to look on. At the thrift store, you got to sift through a lot of stuff. I really like this ice bucket with this South Carolina state symbol on it. I thought that was really neat, but I didn't have a use for it. But keep your eyes out for wreaths. I like to look at these for things on it that I can deconstruct and use in a different way. And I really loved this wire basket. I thought that it would be pretty with a flower arrangement in it, or you could also use it for fruit in your kitchen because it has the ventilation, so that would be good. And then this milk glass, instant collection for somebody that collects milk glass. I love the look of milk glass when you group it together on a shelf or in a cabinet. It just has a beautiful look with the white. I thought this cut glass bottle was really pretty for a flower just to put in it by your sink. And if you're on the hunt for any kind of plates or cups, they just have an overabundance at the thrift store. I don't know that I've ever bought mugs from the thrift store, but they have so many. And if you don't want to drink out of them, you could always put a plant in it and then turn the handle to the back, put it on a shelf, and it would look great if it had a color in it that you were looking for. And I like to look for plates at the thrift store. I told y'all in an earlier video how I like to buy the little saucers and put them under my planters to catch the excess water. And I am currently looking for plates to add to a plate wall. I haven't had much luck with that, but I am still looking every time I go to the thrift store. I loved this little swan figurine, and swans are really trendy right now. And I would add this either to a girl's bedroom holding rings or bracelets, or to a girl's bathroom holding hair ties. I think that it would be so beautiful and add that special touch. Thrift store usually has lots of flower pots that you can pick, and if you don't like the color of them, you can always spray paint them. And then this little beaded mat, I took this video of this beaded mat to give you an idea, and I have a whole video on this project, but I took a back massager that was made out of beads like this, and I deconstructed it and made a beautiful strand of wooden beads. And I put in this video footage so you could see it, but it was just the large beads that I just strung on a piece of jute twine and added these tassels at the bottom. And I'll put a link to the video in the description box below so you can see how I did it, just to give you an idea of what else you can do with those beaded mats. I have a whole video showing you some of my favorite items that I've thrifted for the garden, and I think this is a perfect item to thrift for your garden. And what I would do with it is take a flower bulb and put it in here and just put a little bit of water so that it would grow and you could see the roots. I think that that would be such a pretty display of your flower bulbs. Now we're at a different thrift store and I saw this grapevine wreath. I thought that it was really pretty to use as a base for any flower arrangement, and grapevine wreaths are always great to get at the thrift store. And then this Coke bottle is perfect for the patriotic holidays on the way. I think that it would be pretty with lots of flags in it and just added to a shelf. And then again, I'm on the hunt for plates for my plate wall. I did not find any on this thrifting trip, but I'm always on the hunt for them. They have some beautiful plates and saucers out there to use in your home, and there were some really pretty ones, but I'm looking for a set of some that have the same colors in them, and I'm only able to find one or two here or there, and I haven't quite decided on what I want yet, but I know that when I see it, I will know that it's the one that I want for my plate wall. Okay, now we're back home and I'm going to show you what I picked up. I picked up this vintage oil painting and I love to find these at the thrift store. And I really like this frame. I love the brass on the edges of it and I love the colors in it. I love that it's on canvas. The wood is a little beaten up, but I've got a DIY that I do for that to freshen up the frame and make it look good as new. One of the things I love about this frame is that it's the original canvas that's put in a frame. And I have a print in my home that is original canvas and I just hang it on the wall. I love it so much. But I'm going to keep this one in the frame and just clean up this frame with a product that's called Restore a Finish. And I have a video on this that I used on a piece of furniture, but this is just magic to me. You can clean up any wood with it and it makes it look brand new. So I just take some steel wool and put a little bit of this product on the steel wool, and I use gloves because it's a little bit messy, and then I just rub it onto the wood. Be careful not to get this on your print because it will stain it, but I just rub it all over the wood. And with this I also rubbed it on the brass. It didn't hurt it, and I think that it did shine it up a little bit, but the directions say to do one spot at a time, but I just do the whole thing at one time and just rub it on with my steel wool. And what it does is it fills up those gouges and scrapes that are on the wood. And I should tell you that this comes in different colors, and so try to match it to the wood color that you have, and you will be amazed at how great it does on wood and makes it look brand new. So I just do this until I'm happy with the results of it, and then I take a paper towel and wipe off the excess. And again, be careful not to get it on your print because it will stain it. And then I just wiped it back until the excess was off, and then I did set it aside to dry before I displayed it in my home. I was excited to find this vase, which is my next item that I picked up from the thrift store. I'm slowly adding little pops of red to our main living room, and this vase was perfect. It's a little bit vintage looking, but it has such an interesting shape, and it's the perfect red color for my house. And so I did pick it up. It needed to be cleaned up. It was a little bit dirty. And I think that just some simple florals would be great in this vase. So all I'm going to do is take some of my favorite greens from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to use two of these in this vase. And all I do is just pop them in it. I love the pop of green with the red, and I think this is all you need. I think that it would also be pretty with white flowers or just a neutral color flower so that the vase just shines out. I'm just going to add it to my shelves, and I'm in the process of redecorating these shelves, and I'll show a video of that when I finish. But I love this pop of red with my fox print hunt. It just brings out their red jackets, and I really like it on this shelf. Now for the books. I did look through all of the books and I found some interesting covers. These Reader's Digest have the most beautiful covers and you should check them out if they're ever in your thrift store. This one is green and navy, which are the colors I'm using in our house, and I was so excited to find it. I think it's such a beautiful book. And they had some other colors here that were pretty, but they didn't really quite match the colors in my house. This was so pretty with it was almost like a coral and a green. And I just got the blue and green book, and I want to display that beautiful cover. So I'm going to add it to this cloche. And first I got to clean out all the Christmas greens and candles in it. I haven't done that yet. And I'm going to just clean all that out. And then I got this cloche at Michael's, and I really like the look of it, especially the light color with this dark wood built in. But I'm just going to add this book to the cloche. And that way you can see the beautiful cover and that blue and green that I love so much. And I'm just going to put this bird back in there, but I'm going to tie a navy and off-white striped ribbon on the neck. I think stripes are very beautiful this time of year. And who am I trying to kid? I use stripes year-round. I just love them so much. They have a classic look to them, and they just add a little interest to his neck. So I'm just going to tie a simple bow around the bird and then add him back to the cloche and just put him in front of the book just to add a little bit more depth and interest to this cloche. And always greenery. I just took a piece of that greenery that I love from Hobby Lobby and placed it in here. Green just livens up every vignette. And then I'm just going to close it back up, and I'm going to add those beads that I showed you earlier that I made from that thrifted beaded mat. It was some kind of massager. And I'm just going to drape them on here. I love these beads so much. They add that extra texture, and it just looks so pretty to me with the colors that I love so much. Well, friends, that about wraps up this video. I hope that you enjoyed going on our thrifting trip and then seeing how I style some of these items in our home. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. And you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and our blog, Our Contented Home. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.